Ukipata pesa, badilisha hizi vitu nne kwa maisha yako. And by the way, number 4 is the most important one. Ndio ujue ndio gani na ina maana gani. Make sure you watch this video to the end for you to understand. Alright? So, let's go to number 1. But before we do that, by the way, have you been watching my videos without subscribing? Actually, because I always know. Make sure that you take only 1 second. Na kusubscribe ni aje, ni very fast na ni free. Hapo hivyo chini on your right, kuna ka button kameandikwa subscribe. It is in black. Ka hit, then hapo hivyo chini on your left, there is another one imechorwa like this. That's a like. Ebu hit those two magical buttons and guess what happens? Because najua unajuza, okay, what if nikiwatch na ni assume this is what happens. Whenever you do that and whenever I upload a good videos, you forever be notified. So utawahi miss any of my good videos. Alright, so I don't want to waste your time. Let's go to today's topic. Number 1, of course, ni marafiki. Najua hii ulijua lazima i happen. For sure you have to change your friends. Na nikisema kubadilisha marafiki, sijasema uchukie wale ambao umetoka nao chini ama vitu kama hizo. What I mean is this, you're supposed to have 2 sets of friends. Marafiki ambao mko at the same par ama at the same level na marafiki ambao wako juu yako. You know what they say? Your net worth inakuanga ina revolve around the 5 friends that you usually have. Hebu sasa hizi tu funga macho ama unaweza hata pause hii video ujiulize aje wao wao mna hang around na wao. Most likely kuna kitu wao mna share in common. Either mnakaanga single, either mnakaa bed sitter ama labda mna own magari ama kuna ka kitu tu you guys in common. Na ukiweza fanya utafiti vizuri uone your net worth huwa ina revolve around the friends that you have. So ikikuja kwa marafiki you're supposed to be very careful. But then kuna wase unaweza hang na wao wanakuanga tu na manuksi, you can even get yourself into problems. Kuna wase unaweza hang na wao unasikia umeshikwa na mapolisi na vitu kama hizo. Alright? So friends unafaa kubadilisha. Friends ambao mko na wao at the same par, hao huwa wanakupea competition na huwa wanakumotivate. Let me tell you one secret. I know huwa wanaishi kukuambia like life is not a competition. Secretly and truly speaking, life sometimes honestly inakwanga competition. And when you wako juu yako, they give you the motivation not to rest at the comfort zone so that you can rise and achieve more and more. Kama msika Elon Musk hadi saizi ana work hard. So why should you relax with some few, maybe a million, 2 or 3 or 4 million? So work hard or even some few couple of thousands that you have out there. Alright? Kitu cha pili ambacho unafaa kubadilisha is what you consume. That's the most important one. You know why? What you consume matters a lot. Alright? So umefika ile level yenye unafaa kuconsume kitu inaitangwa infotainment. Meaning, it is informing you at the same time it is entertaining you. You know, at the end of the day, you don't have to live in a front life and you go too serious as zote. So you're supposed to consume what we call the infotainment. Something that is informing you at the same time it is entertaining you. What I mean by that point, you find like, let's say you are a stock, you've invested in stocks or indices or maybe, all those things. Like, so first of all, you have to know what's happening around the world. You have to know whenever there is a bank collapsing in America, you have to know that. Whatever it's happening in terms of, economic development in China, you have to know that. You have to involve yourself. You have to be a global citizen so that at least ndio ujue where are the opportunities and you be able to tap them. Usiconsume hizi information ambazo ni rumors, stereotyped information, unverifiable na vitu tu zingine tu like ni za village tu zenye just average. So get yourself out there, consume the information that you know ambayo inakusaidia so that you can grow yourself to the next level. Hang around with people who are talking about how do I invest, how do I do this, or how do I do the other. Alright, now that takes us to the number 3. And number 3, actually this one of course you also saw it and usually happens even without you knowing. Ni ile where you joint or where you hang, the joint at which or where you usually hang around with your friends whom I said that you're supposed to choose selectively. Where you hang around also matters a lot. You see, for example, you always ask yourself, why do we have like 5 stars, 7 stars, 4 stars and something of sort? All those are classes in terms of, let's say, a hotel or maybe when ni mse wa kukunywa ama kitu kama hiyo. So where you hang around matters a lot. Because likely, let's say you go to take a drink from a 5-star hotel. That means that you're likely to meet somebody who is at the same level at you or above you. So meaning that you get challenged. You know what? Sometimes when you see, for example, let's say just if you cover yourself in a small cocoon of your village, and then maybe you're umesota or you're broke, and then people who you surround with are broke. So in the same process, you tend to believe that Kenya hakuna pesa, there is no money, economy ni hard. But what if you were to be taken out of that place, upelekwa kayad mahali watu wananunua gari, and then uone mtu ananunua gari at this particular moment and unasema hakuna pesa. At that time you even change what we call the mental shift. You change even the way you think and the way you perceive life. That's a reality. First of all, we usually say the poverty starts with the mental, or poverty is actually mentally before it goes to the pocket. So where you hang around with or where you actually go ahead and take your drink or something of sort should be a place where you most likely meet the people who are the same level or above you. And by the way, When I say hanging around with those places and with those kind of guys, whenever you have these people who usually below you, call upon you to help them, always show up, support them, and if you can actually take them to the next level, rather than giving them fish, then you can support them and take them to the next level. All right, now guess what? Now we go to the most favorite one that you've been waiting like all the time, and actually that's my favorite, and that one has actually helped me a lot in this life, and that is about the way you speak, your language, how you express yourself. Because remember one thing, the moment you open your mouth to speak, you're telling the world who you are. Probably you've watched this video up to this particular point because of my communication skill. I've managed to capture your attention up to this particular point. That means the way you speak, the way you express yourself, how you articulate issues, how you actually put a message across there, how you formulate English words, or whatever the language that you use. And by the way, this is what I always tell people. Let's say you are not a literate person. When I say not really literate, but somebody who is not like educated, you're not like a university graduate or a college graduate. You be or communicate with that language that you're comfortable. If it's a mother tongue, then it's okay. Communicate with that language that you're comfortable with. If you're good at French, communicate on that. If you're good at English, then communicate with that English, or rather that language, because you express yourself freely, rather than showing people that, okay, you have money but you have struggling when it comes to language. Communicate that language that you know you are good at, and the moment you realize that you're not good at communication skills, then you can always hire somebody who can actually be telling people, actually after sitting down and talking about what you want, then they can talk on your behalf. That's what you do. Because remember one thing, like let's say you've been invited to a seminar and you have to talk to people and inspire them. Let's say they are investors or something, and the moment you stand up to speak, the way you express yourself, actually those guys even lose what we call like the zeal, like understanding, that like motivation or something of sort. There is a one person that I love very much when it comes to investing and talking and seminars and what have you. This guy is called Vusi Timbakwayo. I like that guy, hails from South Africa. I love the way he expresses himself. I love the way he thinks, the way he articulates his issues, and the way he talks to people in terms of investment. He doesn't sugarcoat anything, and that guy actually happens to be one of my mentor, actually my favorite mentor when it comes to investment. So what I've just said, these are 4 things. Number 1, badilisha marafiki. Number 2, nimesema ubadilisha vitu tunaitanga the way or what you consume what we call the infotainment. Number 3, nikazungumzia about joint, where I usually go to hang around with. And number 4, nikazungumzia story to do with the language, how you speak and how you express yourself. Obviously there are others that I've just left behind that are obviously that you're supposed to know, like the way you groom yourself, the way you relate with people, all right? So those are things that are obvious, but those 4 that I've just shared, I found them important, and there are things that you're supposed to incorporate in your life so that at least you be a respected person at the end of the day. All right, so maybe it's your first time you're watching this video and you do not even know my name. My name is Joseph. Talk about money, talk about investment, and anything related to that. If this is a cup of your coffee, and I bet it should be, who doesn't love money? So if that's a cup of your coffee, then go ahead and subscribe to this video, or rather this channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and as well comment down below, tell me how you think or what you think. And by the way, don't forget, if you're out there, you're confused, you don't even know how and when or where to invest, then guess what I have? I have booklets of different investments, about money market fund, about shares, about business plans, about business ideas, about treasury bills, treasury bonds. If you've ever interested in investing in all those areas, you can contact me. I'll leave my number in the description of this specific video so that you can get that. You contact me on WhatsApp, you get that copy. It's only $220. So for now, it's a goodbye, and see you in the next one.